Get a load of this lateness. Well, it finally arrived yesterday. No, it arrived earlier, 2:30 this afternoon. My errors from a little old unboxing the other day. Although, I must say, the package was a little more fitting as compared to what the Amazon. Although I did order this off of Amazon, it wasn't Prime and didn't come from a Amazon warehouse. It just come from a shipper. But it came bubble wrapped. I'd done cut the tape on it, so I didn't have to try all this one-handed. Came with a receipt. Yeah, there's the receipt, and then it had a bunch of bubble wrap down in the bottom. Of course, you really can't. It's full of bubble wrap, so they wasn't knocking around all over the place. Let's see. I paid $66, $5.45 tax. Item total $71.45 for the 3 errors. And who did this? Yeah, Amazon Marketplace. Blah blah blah. Thank you for buying from Black Bear Archery on Amazon Marketplace. So, kudos to Black Bear Archery. They did a mighty fine. They did a mighty fine job. 3 of them little expensive jewels. They're $22 each. There's the little ticket, 66. Yeah, then you stick a $20 broadhead on that. Oh my gosh, it just keeps going on and on. That's the one I bought last year. Last August 19th, last year. See, it still glows. It's been laying in the floor. Uh-oh. What oh boy, I dropped it and it went kaput. Yeah. I imagine them little batteries are getting, just pull out and jiggle back and forth, and it pops out platinum, especially when you're shooting at half a football field or further to see where that arrow hit. Because first deer I ever shot with a crossbow was at 56 yards, and it dropped like you dropped a vehicle on it. But anyway, I've had this a couple of years. AccuArrow Digital Archery Scale. October Mountain Products. I think I paid $25 2 years ago on Amazon. It uses 2 AAA batteries. Then you put your little arrow holder on there. Hit the on button. It'll tell you hi. And this is my arrow from last year. It weighs 300. I'm hoping 341.6. Then you put 100 grain field point. That'd make it 441.6. Alright, that's the one I bought last year. Bear with me for a split second. Let me get these cut out of this package. And just bear with me momentarily. They are stuffed in there pretty good. Oh, wow. Alright, here we go. And then these are the ones that I just took out of the box, never been fired. Of course, that arrow right there ain't no telling how many times, ain't no telling how much hogs and coyotes and stuff's died. That one is 336.2. Make sure that sucker's still zeroed out, yeah. $336.2. And then the one from last year, 340, 341.6. Yeah. 341.6. All right, here's new error number 2. 337.4.2. It's 337. It's bouncing around 337. The other one was 336. They're pretty close. And the other. So there's about 5 grains difference from the one that I bought last year versus the new ones this year. Let's see what these. This is the 3rd new one. 336.6. So those are consistent. 336, it's bumping 336.3. So all of those are pristine, but I was looking, you ain't gonna be able to see in here, but outside, the one from last year, they glued the fire out of these fletchings. You can just see that glue where it just kind of run. I mean, it's not making a big hump, but you can see where it was. They overdid it with the glue, which I'd rather them overdo it with the glue and them not have them fall off, or if it goes through a deer, coyote, hog, whatever. I want them to stay intact, because if the air don't bend, I'll reuse it. So I imagine that's where the extra 5 grains come from. Oh, you kind of see it. See that shiny right there? That's glue. And I have no doubt that this particular area is overglued versus these. These, see, it's more, you can see the glue, but it's not carrying over between this fletching and that one. So I guarantee you that 5 grains is excess glue. Ain't a doubt in my mind. Ain't a doubt in my mind. But when I first started crossbow hunting, I wasn't worried about arrows. Just whatever arrows come with it, put it in there and shoot it. But I use the HHA Optimizer crossbow version, so if I see it, I'd shoot a hog at 100 yards with a sucker, no problem. But I've always been a long range shooter fan. 70 yards on a deer, they ain't nothing to it. But I like to know my equipment and what weighs what, and just kind of see how everything. But that's pretty good $25 investment there. Like I said, $25 2 years ago, and I think I seen one browsing the other day for right around $23-24, but it's 3,086 grain max, 0.2 grain accuracy. And then it comes with your little air rest, which it weighs 146 grains. But before I ever turn it on, I just set it on there, turn it on, and then it's zeroed out. And then my big bore air rifles, I measure my pellets and whatnot with it, just so I know. And I have a chronograph, so with these arrows through my Whitetail Pro STR, which is shoot through riser, which you can get on Amazon 2-day shipping for like $497. I paid $512 for mine 2 years ago, but it shoots these babies at 372 feet per second with a 100 grain tip. And let me tell you, 60 yards shooting a 3 1/8 inch broadhead, the air keeps going. Hog, it don't matter. It's got like 135 foot-pounds of kinetic energy, which is a lot for a $497 crossbow. Now, yesterday I posted on my Vapor Trail Scents unboxing. Added note, I meant to say when I done it, this vapor maker, most hunters probably ain't never even heard of Vapor Trail Scents or the vapor maker. But you unscrew this. I own 4 of these. And I use one for dominant, one for dough and heat, one for the 33-point buck cover scent / attractant. Holds 16 ounces, and also have common scent doe buck yearling. But you're not limited to doing scent. I mean, if you got people that use dead downwind, that's empty. I got it on sale at Walmart for like $2 for a bottle, and I can just use it throughout the year. And I spray my new equipment, trail camera boxes, feeders, anything, straps, whatever. I hang them out 2 or 3 days. I just spray that and just leave it hang in the sun 3 or 4 days, and then when I go to the field, it don't smell like it's new. But you can take, could you imagine? You cannot get every square inch of yourself and your hunting clothes doing this maneuver. It'd take you an hour, head to toe, every layer of clothes. But you can take this. That's 32 ounces, and you can pour it into the vapor maker, which is 16 ounces. You can pour that in there. Screw the lid back on tight. Pump it just like you would a weed sprayer out in the yard. It pumps it up. You pump it up about 20 times, and it's got a little valve. You just make sure it's in the... Oh, you do not want to go to pumping after you fill it up with that valve on and you not know it. Full of dough and heat. I'm speaking from experience. It's a mess. You make sure that valve's in the off position before you fill it up. Pump it 20 times. Real fast, a full stroke, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it builds up pressure. And that tip is super fine mist. I mean, it's fine mist. And then you just turn it on, and you can kind of navigate your flow fast, or you can turn it wide open. But in the mornings when I hunt, I lay all my clothes starting at that door right there all the way in this room. And I turn it on and I start and I just do that number back and forth real slow all the way. I turn the valve off. I turn all my clothes over. I start at the top and real slow, and I just move it back and forth, and you cover every single square inch. And then while I'm standing there in the birthday suit, from head to toe, front and back, I spray myself down with a 33-point buck. And then I put my clothes on, and of course that's after I've took a bath in the Bath and Body Wash, and my clothes, they've already been washed in the laundry detergent. And then I'm doing this, and then when you get to your stand, and if you've sweated, because here in Texas it's hot, I just spray myself down as I'm getting to my stand, and every 2 or 3 hours I'll spray myself down as needed. But that's the added note on that is you could put any kind of scent neutralizer, nose jammer, dead downwind, I don't know, there's dozens of them, but you can pour that in here and spray yourself down, and you can control the amount that you're spraying. And as far as doe and heat, buck urine, you can spray your licking limb above a scrape, and it controls the volume and the amount. In fact, when I'm sitting there and if I see deer coming, I just turn it on for a split second, and it just throws that little mist in the wind, and it travels towards the deer. But anyway, they finally made it. I'm tickled. 5 days. I ordered them. They shipped from Delaware, went to a distribution center in New Jersey. They sat there 5 days. Then they left. 3 days later, they got to Dallas distribution center, and they sat 5 days in Dallas before they departed. And they left there 3 days ago, and they got here today. So it was 14 days total. Normally, Amazon, even not Prime, you still get it in 3 or 4 days. But it's that election's coming up, so you know there's gonna be some scandalness in the postal system. But anyway, till the next event.